Greetings, everyone. Welcome to your favorite health show, Health Wealth, where we talk all things health. Romans 12 verse 1 says, I appeal to you, my brothers, that you may present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable, is an act of worship. Did you know having a healthy body is a way of worshiping God? You may be fussy about all these things, all spiritual things, and be neglecting your health is also not good. You should, as you are advancing yourself spiritually, you should also be in a position of taking care of your body, because it is an act of worship, presenting your body as a living sacrifice. This season, we are talking about non-communicable diseases. We have looked at what are non-communicable diseases, what is diabetes mellitus, what is hypertension. Today, we want to focus on obesity. Yes, obesity. I'm Dr. Laisa Mbiriri. I have a special guest here. Some of you may know her because she was here before. Let me take this time to welcome our special guest and give you the opportunity to greet you, our viewers.
Thank you for having me. Greetings. I trust we're all doing well. And thank you, Shepherdess, for doing an in-depth discussion on the body and worship. Eshla Nora is my name, Dr. Eshla Nora Nyamandi. Currently a general practitioner in Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eshla. If you have not liked our Facebook pages or YouTube pages, please go on to like, to share, subscribe on our YouTube page. You know, it's a simple thing just to click like or just to click share. You may help someone who is struggling with weight issues, as you're going to talk about weight today, even without telling someone that you are overweight. Just to share this page, and they may find some, they may get some gems that will be helpful to them. So now let's get to our discussion. We want to talk about obesity. What is obesity?
What is obesity? Good question. Obesity, according to the WHO, the World Health Organization, obesity is anyone with a BMI, a body mass index of more than 30. That's the simple definition.
Okay,
and I know that will take me
with the BMI more than 30.
30,
And someone is already asking, what is body
BMI?
mass index?
Why
What is
30?
BMI?
Yes, so we need to make things clear.
Correct.
Yes, so your BMI is your body mass index. What is this trying to say? It's the relationship between your height and your weight. So for my weight, I have an expected, for my height, I have an expected range. I can't do something about my height, but I can do something about my weight.
Correct.
For it to fit in the expected, the healthy range for my body to be able to take care, you know, of my body. So the relationship between your weight and your height, that is your body mass index. So it has a formula. If you run away from maths, when it comes to your body, you need to actually like it. Yes, so it's your weight divided by your height squared. Your weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters to the power 2. Yes, so that is your body mass index. So this comes at a range. The healthy range of body mass index is from 18.5 up to 24.5. Some will just say 19 to 25 or 20 to 25, but it's 18.5 to 24.5. You are in the healthy region. If you're below 18.5, you're underweight. This is not good either.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, I know there's a drive towards being slender, to being, you know, yes. But if once you're below 18.5, is also a red area. So 18.5 and 24.5, the song says, children, keep in the middle of the road. You need to keep in the middle of the road. 24.5 up to 30, you're overweight. You're not yet obese, but you're going there. You're on your way there. You're overweight. And above 30, you're obese. And so you'll find a lot of people saying, this thing is so skewed. I'm with this. I don't look bad, but it says I'm overweight. So there have also been issues around the efficacy of the BMI, especially around people of African origin. Yes, you know, it seems it's more effective, more towards the Caucasians. So with that in mind now, one of the measurements that we also use is the waist, your waist measurement. and also sometimes your waist and hip ratio as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So for your waist measurement, you also want to make sure that for ladies, your waist, you have a small waist, not more than 90 centimeters. Yes. And for gents, your waist isn't more than 110, 102 centimeters. That is the usual figure. So BMI, when it comes to obesity, it's, as long as the relationship between your weight and your height is above 30, you're obese. You're not overweight, you're obese. And that is a huge pandemic. I remember one of my aunt saying, if you want to have a thriving business in Tanami, she lives in Port Elizabeth, SA. She says, just come and tell people, eat all you want. I'll just come and be dealing with your stomachs. Just come and eat all you want. Because it's such a huge pandemic that we've had to deal with over time.
Yes. Now we are using the term globesity to describe how obesity has become a global pandemic. So we saying now we are dealing with globesity because globally it's now a challenge with the way people have changed their lifestyle, their eating habits. So even people who were traditionally not big people or genetically not big, they are now becoming big. You're looking at obesity even in children, small children. It's now, it's now, we have countries like our countries in global south where we still have stunted growth, we still have issues with underweight, but we have children who are obese.
Ultimately getting type 2 diabetes.
Exactly, type 2 diabetes. So when we are looking at malnutrition being a double burden in terms of undernutrition and overnutrition, where people are now, they are overweight, they are obese. Yes, thank you very much for giving us those categories on BMI. So it's good for us, to our viewers. If you haven't weighed yourself, you can get a bathroom scale.
Yes, they're not expensive, I mean.
Yes, they are not very expensive. So just to get your weight and to get your height, and you can do that calculation easily on your weight in kgs over your height squared in meters. All right. So what factors lead to someone to be obese?
Yeah. Okay. The first thing that people want to blame on is genetics. Even in almost everything, hypertension, we all struggle with hypertension, diabetes, the same thing. Yeah, so I suppose genetics will be the first thing that I talk about. But as we say, when it comes to these non-communicable diseases, it's a pistol that is loaded with rifles. It's loaded already, but we pull the trigger.
The bullets are already in.
Yeah, already in. And I know a friend of mine, the late Tawanda, was the only small person in their family, and everyone else was big. So we still have those anomalies because, you decide now when to pull the trigger. So genetics is definitely there. And the people will say, no, I come from a big Bond family. Definitely, but we have a part to play. So number one, I'll say genetics, but it's not.
And I think also on that, coming from a family which is big, it may also be that you share the same way of cooking, the same way of eating.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily that your genes are the ones that are making you big, but it's the way of eating that you do as a family.
Yes.
The way I cook, I probably took it from my mom. She took it from your mom. So I'll pass it down to my daughter.
Yes.
That's the way of cooking. That's the way when I'm making pasta. Is this how we make our pasta? This is how we make our chicken.
Yes.
This is how
we all take time to run.
So if like what they say, if no one runs in your family, of course diabetes will run in your family. So that's
So because it runs in the family, but it's because no one runs in
obesity
the family.
will run in your family because you are, of course, not neglecting the genetic component. It is obviously there. But certain lifestyle practices and behaviors are passed down through families. So it will then have an impact because the way you eat, it's going to make who you in the end.
Thank you for bringing that. Yes, so that is a key thing. It's familial because of genetics, but also because of how we do things as a family. So lifestyle definitely comes into play. It's really key. Number one, diet is really top of the, what's it called? Top of the list.
The list.
Yes, the Bible says, Exodus 23:25 says, and you shall serve the Lord, and the Lord will bless your bread and your water. So like you mentioned about how eating is actually an act of worship. So our diet in everything, one of the books I like says, before you put whatever you're going to put into your mouth, ask yourself, is this going to help me for life and for health? So like what they say, you are what you eat. Top key is we have a crisis of empty calories of late. So coming closer home, people like white sadza, white stuff. It's nice in the place, but it's nasty in your gut and in your body ultimately. Yes, so refined food top the list. Refined foods. So I always say, as long as it's white, run away from it. I always say, as long as it's white, it doesn't pass through my lips.
Okay.
That's how I say it. So white bread, white rice, white sadza, yes, whatever it is that is not naturally white, how did we get for it to be white? And because we've removed everything else, it puts us at a risk for what's it called?
Obesity.
Obesity, because we're getting those empty calories that you make you quickly get full, but they don't stay in the gut for long, and you have to label for the next thing, The other pandemic that we have is sugar. Sugar is key when it comes to obesity, because there's actually a study that was done that then showed that the more people eat refined sugars, and these days even in the savory stuff, you find sugar. Just there, it just slips in there. So it's actually been shown that sugar actually may have the potential to actually override systems that are in place to help with self-control. That is why someone will keep will keep extending for that candy, for that, because now they can't even control themselves. And it's one of those addictions that are socially acceptable. But that is one of those addictions, that is one of the key things when it comes to obesity. So it's the issue of refined sugars, refined foods, the refined sugars, the direct sugars, and also the issue of fats.
Maybe before we get to the fats, I think on the refined sugar, you find also that we have lots of sugar that we consume in our soft drinks.
Definitely.
About 1/3 of the sugar production globally is put in soft drinks. And sometimes you not even perceive that there's so much sugar in this because of the other chemicals that are there. But if you're someone who is taking 2 soft drinks per day, by the end of 2 weeks, you are likely to gain 10 kgs. If you're not doing anything like this. It's intense. The amount of sugar that you get in your soft drinks is about 8 to 12 spoons in a small 300 ml. So there's lots of hidden sugar in the things that we consume. So it puts us at risk, a lot of risk.
Thanks so much for adding that. I want to just give an example that for the juices that we actually have to dilute, a lot of them, the top ingredients is sugar, then water, and then everything else. And these are written in their order of their consistency. The same thing, some will just be exchanged, water and sugar. So when it comes to the issue of sugars, it's a big thing when it comes to it's a big thing when it comes to obesity.
Because your artificial sweeteners, what they actually do, they'll make you eat more. Because if you're use aspartame, for example, as an artificial sweetener, it increases your appetite. So it may not be sugar, but it's going to increase your appetite. So you end up eating more than what you could have, you are supposed to consume normally. So yeah, we are now taking our break. We will continue. Please stay with us as we are looking at this pandemic obesity, like that we are calling globesity. Welcome back to your favorite show, Health Wealth, where we talk all things health. In this episode, we are talking about obesity. And because it's now a pandemic, a global pandemic, we call it globesity. And we have Dr. Eshla Nyamanti, who is helping us to discuss this topic. Before we went to the break, we were looking at the risk factors for obesity. We looked at the different aspects, the diet issues. You were explaining issues that have to do with your sugar, high sugar, and the processed foods that we are consuming. Yes, maybe we can continue on these risk factors.
Thank you. So it seems we came a lot on the sugars. But yeah, definitely. So these sugars are going to be converted into fat, which is what is going to be deposited now, especially around the visceral area there. The other issue that we have to talk about is the issue of fats, the direct fats and oils. I usually say, as long as I want to eat food with fat, but without seeing it, that is there. It should be there, but I shouldn't see it. As long as you can see it, it's a problem. So it's even a problem more what the other big problem is the cholesterol. that we find so much in the abundant meat products, meat and its products. Well, this is something that is absent in plant foods, things of plant origin. So you want to cut down your plant, your animal-based products as much as possible. And sadly, people want to buy and eat the meat products where they can actually see the fat. The fat is where the meat is at, you know. Yes, so that is the big thing. Fat is actually a huge thing. Actually, when it's obesity, it's because there's too much fat.
There's too much
so
fat.
You also don't want to add on to it. So that's the other big challenge when it comes to diet. I think we'll say these are the main things. The sugars, the fats, and the refined foods. And then we go to the issue of inactivity. Yes, we have become so much of a sedentary lifestyle. Long back, people used to have a trade, a physical trade that people could do. I remember my father, even when my father would leave his day job, he would come back and he had a little shade and he would do his carpentry. So people used to have hands-on practical skills. But now with where the world is going, people are into computers, people are into, people are not really as active anymore. So we have a challenge of a generation of couch potatoes who don't want to move at all costs. They'll do anything else but not move. And that is a big thing when it comes to obesity as well. The other issue when it comes to obesity, the other risk factor is the issue of stress.
So maybe I think before we move on to just trying to combine the two things, your energy intake, the food that you're eating, and your energy expenditure.
Yes.
So if your energy intake is higher than your energy expenditure, you're of course going to have a net gain of energy. So you're going to be obese. But if your energy expenditure is higher than your energy intake, it means there's a net loss of energy, which means you're going to lose. Yes. So there has to be these two, they work together.
Yes.
Your energy intake, like you were mentioning that we high calorie diets. So if you are loading yourself with all these calories and you're not expending them, there's no magic. You are going to gain weight.
Yes. It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science.
Thank you for that. Yes, I hope that is clear. So that will lead us to where these are the main issues around, the main issues around the metabolic syndrome, actually.
Yes.
So it comes now with obesity, comes with its cousins, etc. But it's a story for another day. The other challenge that we have is the issue of people who don't know when and how to eat. So we have a generation of people who are not organized enough. They'll sleep late and without knowing what they're going to eat in the morning, skip breakfast and start eating as the day progresses. Because they've skipped breakfast, they're going to be nibbling the whole day, throughout the day, and with supper being the heaviest meal of the day. But where is that energy going to go?
When you're sleeping.
When you're sleeping, your body's already done. What is that going to, what are you going to use that energy for? And people think that they're going to die in their sleep if they don't sleep on a full stomach, But it needs to be the reverse.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so now going to the other factor, the factor of stress. Because we're living in this stressful world, there's so much, we need to find healthy ways of managing our stress.
Correct.
So stress naturally will cause one to have hormones and chemicals released that are going to leave someone at a risk of gaining weight. But additionally, the other thing that we find with people who are obese is because they are stressed, they then stress eat. They then find comfort.
The people who do comfort eating because of stress.
Yes. So because that stress food becomes the outlet, they can't now control themselves. They then find food as their best friend that they have to deal with.
And of course, we have another extreme end who will not eat when they are stressed.
Which is where I usually find myself in.
But there's this group of people who will eat and eat and eat uncontrollably because of
that. So yes, that needs to be something that needs to be put in check, how you manage your stress. Now, because we say exercise will also help you get a net loss. Exercise is one of the ways of handling your stress perfectly well. So the other issue that we have is the issue of also not sleeping properly and adequately. And because of the generation that we live in as well, people don't sleep adequate hours. People are too busy with less productivity anyway. So, early to bed, early to rise makes one a wise guy. So we need to make sure that we find our adequate sleep, at least 6 to 8 hours. Make it a point, prioritize sleep at all costs. The other issue that we have to deal with is because people can't handle their stress as well, they find comfort. It's definitely linked to how they are not sleeping as well because they are stressed, but because they are also stressed, they'll then find comfort in the bottle. Alcohol as well, being a huge factor.
Yes.
They are not eating properly, but they are drinking their way to, to their grave. So alcohol is also definitely a risk factor.
It is, yeah. Maybe, when you're looking at alcohol, when your 1 gram of carbohydrate will give you 4 kilojoules, like let's just say 4 calories. And then your 1 gram of alcohol gives you 7 calories.
Yeah.
So if you are taking, it's crazy. It's actually more.
It's crazy.
1 gram of carbohydrate, 1 gram of fat, of protein gives you 4, but a gram of alcohol gives you 7 calories. So you're in trouble. Even if you're going to drink 1 bottle, 2 bottles, you are at a risk of gaining weight because of the calories that you're getting from the alcohol.
Definitely. So in summary, these are the main factors around people being obese. Basically, their diet, their exercise patterns, and also genetics, like we mentioned early on, habits now, sleeping habits, and also the the bottle, the unhealthy outlets.
Okay, so what are the complications that come with someone being obese? I mean, there are some people who are just thick and nice, thick and chubby.
Chubby, but it seems it was never my portion. But
thick and chubby. So
definitely.
with our African way of looking even at a woman, if she's this thick and
definitely,
it gives some good. Yes, it's a standard of beauty in some societies.
And worse with the drive of people going also against body shaming.
Yes,
definitely we need to be comfortable in our skins, but sometimes our organs aren't. We'll be comfortable, but our organs will not be comfortable. They'll be overworking. So obesity comes with a couple of complications. It predisposes you to a lot, if not most, of those non-communicable diseases. They are all linked to obesity. The diabetes, we talk of obesity, hypertension, obesity, the strokes, you want to look at your BMI, so it comes
your
with
cancers.
Risky, your cancers as well, even your heart is overworked because now it has a bigger surface to be supplying all this blood. It's overworking, and also before you realize it also has to grow big so that it can also accommodate it. But that growing big is also not good either way. So it comes. People also struggle with sleeping as well. Things like obstructive sleep apnea.
Yes.
People can't breathe well. They'll be snoring. Because they're big.
They're big.
So it poses a lot of issues. Even things like acids that people talk about, the gastroesophageal reflux, because now that fat is also going and heavy on the esophageal sphincter, and fluid quickly comes back. So it speaks into almost every aspect of every, a lot of our non-communicable diseases that we have to deal with
are linked with obesity. So you encounter lots of complications that come with you being thick and nice and thick and chubby and all. So how best should we manage obesity? There are so many people who are struggling with weight. There are lots of people are looking for ways of, how do I trim my tummy, and they are going on all sorts of things that they get on internet.
They try
so that they can lose their weight.
Their fat diets, their slimming teas, their pills that might not even be regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. So people are trying, but you know what, the simplicity is always best when it comes to dealing with a lot of those issues. But it depends on how far we've gone as well. How far we've gone. But the first port of call is definitely a holistic lifestyle change. So a lot of these fad diets, we have had many diets come and go. The Atkinson diet. These days, people are, people have been banting. The ketogenic diet, it's not sustainable. Even the intermittent fasting, people try all those things. So, I would advocate a holistic lifestyle, a holistic approach to lifestyle, which becomes your way of life. Until when you get to whatever point that is healthy, your healthy weight, you maintain there. The challenge is that people will be on this fad this week, maybe for a month, they go for a boot camp, they've lost, they are fairly comfortable, and they go back to their way of life. So still, we're not doing...
If it's not a sustainable type of a diet,
you know,
which you'll do for the rest of your life, it's
then,
not,
you know,
it's
yeah,
not good.
it's not worth
and
it.
yeah, it's not worth it, because I think people, like what you have just mentioned, that people go on these fat diets, you'll see the benefits. It's not like these fat diets, they don't have benefits. They really have the benefits. You see your weight loss, you see your skin glowing in the next month, you see all that. No, I no longer have this fat, I'm now sleeping well, I'm not, you see these short-term changes which will happen.
Yes.
Unknown to you, the long-term effects are coming.
Yes, long-term. Especially with the keto diet, you're getting into ketoacidosis as well. You know, you're on an overload of cholesterol from people eating 5 eggs, so much meat, but no carbs. And people don't realize that for some actually essential elements for them to be absorbed, the carbs are actually needed.
Yes.
Carbohydrates are actually not a bad thing after all.
They are not.
But it's the type of carbs that people eat. And people act like carbs are, you know, a total nuisance.
No.
You know, are the devil in the room. But as long as it's whole plant-based, yes, and it's unrefined, that's a healthy carb that you need. You actually need for you to be able to actually absorb certain nutrients in your brain. And with the intermittent fasting as well, you can't continue starving yourself, because your brain needs that energy to be working on.
Yes.
You know, yes. So you need to have something that you can also sustain long term. Yes. So as long as your diet is not something that you can sustain, etc. But my advice would be, number one, let's try be whole food, plant-based as much as we can. Whole food, plant-based is going to help us deal with a lot of these issues as well. Cut away the junk. Cut away the unrefined sweets, the sugary, the sugary soft drinks as well. Let's cut them. Let's do away with them, you know. And we start to fall in love with water. Yes, we can fall in love with water. And let's get moving. Let's make exercise fun. Is it possible? Yes, let's work as a family, as a community, as a church. Let's do some movement. You know, someone says, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Just make sure you know you're moving. Yes,
just be moving.
Yes, if you can fly, you know. Yeah. So we need to be active. And then we also need to find healthy ways of managing stress as well, and not find comfort in food. Let's find comfort in the Lord, in friends. Correct.
And then, because our time is now running out, when you're looking at the ideal weight loss, how much weight should someone lose? You know, because people may want to lose, I'm already 110, I want to lose 20 kgs this week or 20 in a month. What's the ideal weight loss?
Ideal weight loss. Thank you for that. So you want to have a healthy weight loss of losing about 10% of your current weight in about 6 months, and that's what especially if there is no comorbidity. Because especially when you have cancers, etc., you may want to look into that. But if you're at 80 kgs, you may want to lose about 8 kgs as well. It's because as long as now it's just abrupt, it's also going to be a shocker to your system. And for ladies, even the menses may also disappear as well. So you want to make sure that it's also done in a proper
in a healthy way, in as much as we don't want the weight, but it should be done in a healthy way. And there are people who get into this medication. We are talking about surgeries for weight loss. What's your take on this?
Now it depends with the stage. There are certain stages where even though you're on what's called lifestyle, yes, it's role. But once someone is also beyond, you know, sometimes you may need to also use medication that is going to be helping you lower your blood cholesterol as well. And where we also are not managing with the medication, we may have to also have surgery to try and remove some of your visceral fat and to try and help you manage. It's not denial of faith to have surgery for weight loss. But once you have surgery, you also need to then, just as we would often say, go and sin no more.
Correct.
You also need to go and then adjust, because you'll be back unless you find this catches up with you as well. Yes. So you also need to then also start living healthily so that you also establish a climax, or else you'll be getting in and out of surgery for the rest of your life as well. Yes. So surgery does have a place, for where we are
For
failing
weight
to
loss.
manage. Yes, we are failing to manage with medication and just lifestyle and it's all. It does have its place as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Eshla. It's important that we manage our weight. Please go somewhere where you can get your weight checked, your height checked, and know your numbers. Like we've been saying, know your numbers, whether your BP, your blood sugar, your weight, your BMI. It will help you to know what steps you need to take. All these things, they are possible, and there is nothing impossible with God. With God powering you, you can, because I think that our last issue is on sustainability, on weight loss. But if you are determined, you embark on a sustainable way of losing weight, you reap the benefits. May God bless us. May God be with us. Thank you.